Uncle Joe, Joe Cannon, is the most important politician from the state of Illinois that you've probably never heard of. And we have him in the exhibit here via a cigar box. Now, Joe Cannon has a very long political career. His first political appointment was made by Abraham Lincoln, and he was the Speaker of the House at the turn of the century, particularly during the administration of Theodore Roosevelt. And he is considered by most historians to be the most powerful Speaker of the House of Representatives. And we can see that denoted in this seemingly common cigar box, where it is identifying him as the National Speaker. On the left, we see a depiction of the House of Representatives with Joe Cannon at its head, and to the right, the United States Capitol building. Now, Joe Cannon was able to control all of the legislation and the appointments to committees and everything that was happening in the House of Representatives at the turn of the century. And as a result, accrued an incredible amount of power and was able to wield the Speaker's gavel like no one had before. And as a result, was considered one of the most influential politicians of his day. Yet, he is little remembered here in Illinois beyond in his hometown of Danville, where many of the objects from his office and other historical memorabilia are on display to this day. Abraham Lincoln is, beyond any doubt, the most famous politician in Illinois history. And we have a special object here in the exhibit that is as close as one can get to Abraham Lincoln today. And that's a copy of his 1864 life mask. So this object here was taken from a plaster cast made of Abraham Lincoln's face in 1864. Amidst the Civil War, the devastation, the casualties, the conflict, you can see the war etched into his face, in the wrinkles, and in the age that has sunken into his figure. This is as close as one can get to Abraham Lincoln today, as seeing a copy of his life mask, or the death mask that was taken the next year. This object is very, very important when we think about the other objects in this exhibit, because this actually is, in some sense, the candidate. The rest of the objects here speak to slogans and symbols and campaigns, but this is actually the figure, this is actually the politician present here in this exhibit. The next objects in the exhibit are a pair of vases, very small vases depicting Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant from 1864. Now, these objects are coming from the re-election of Abraham Lincoln in 1864, but they're important for a future presidential election and for Illinois history. Now, we all know that Abraham Lincoln is the most well-known political figure from the state of Illinois. But Ulysses S. Grant also maintains important historical and personal connections to the state. For a long period of time, he was running a general store up in Galena, Illinois. And when he received his commission during the Civil War, he first commanded troops in Mattoon, Illinois, south of Champaign. Now, these objects are linking these two figures together in this matched set. That the commander of the United States Armed Forces and its commander-in-chief are paired together. And we see this as an important connection that will then be emulated when Ulysses S. Grant runs for the presidency himself as a figure who takes upon the mantle of the Lincoln presidency after the failures of the Andrew Johnson's administration. That Ulysses S. Grant is the proper figure to take the legacy of Lincoln upon himself in the reconstruction and reunification of the United States in the 1870s.